RICK is a multidisciplinary firm. We've now been in business celebrating 70 years this year. And we started out as just an engineering firm local to San Diego. And now we have grown to have 11 offices across the Western United States and a wide range of disciplines. So everything from engineering to planning to design to surveying to reality capture. So we've had a lot of growth over several years in the industry. Having so many different disciplines, so many different groups across the company, and so many different offices, one of the largest challenges that I noticed the company had when I first started here was a disconnect between all of those different groups. We had a lot of different groups doing a lot of great work, but they were doing it separately. There wasn't a streamlined process. There wasn't a good way to communicate across all of these different groups and across all of these different geographic regions as well. So we had a real disconnect there. We also didn't have a good means of good internal communication. Email was it. We had a PDF newsletter back in the day before we had an intranet. There were real struggles with being able to get news and information out to folks. And then the other large challenge that we were facing was just a lack of technology and efficient processes. There were a lot of paper forms being used to collect information and data. We just had emails going out to people. All of our processes were very dated, very inefficient, and taking a lot of employee time, which took away from them being able to really do what they love doing, and that's serving our clients. So, our vision for the internet was really to go out and solve some of those major challenges we had. We wanted to connect everyone. We wanted to have one central source of truth, one place where everyone can go to, everyone knows to go to. Okay, this is where I go to for information. This is where I go to find resources. This is where I go to socialize with employees or share things that I have going on in my department or in my life. This is where I go to fill out a form. And this is how I find the information I need. And this is how I share resources with others. So, all of those great things that really make us an efficient company and a company that empowers its employees in one place was really ultimate goal. That was the biggest thing. And then we wanted to streamline our processes. We wanted to have a way to really be able to share resources and information and news efficiently. And just having everything flow into one place was our biggest goal. And the hope in doing that was that we would have all these other benefits. We would be able to be more collaborative. We would be able to connect more as a company because everyone's coming together as opposed to being in their own silos and doing their own things. And then we'd have a means of internal communication other than sending emails to people, which get lost, as we all know. So just being able to come together as a company, share information, and being able to collaborate and find everything was huge for us. I actually started with the CEO of our company when I decided that we needed to have an intranet here at RICK. And that started way back when I interviewed for the job here at RICK to be the communications manager. I found out they did not have an intranet. And I found out all of the challenges that were happening. And I knew instantly that we needed to find a solution to those things. So everything started with the CEO. And the first reaction from my CEO is, well, what is an intranet? So sometimes you have to start at the very beginning, right? Not everyone knows what it is or all of the massive benefits that come out of it. So it just started with a bit of informing. And I was very fortunate that the CEO of our company was very open and curious about what is this and how can this really help Rick. So once I explained everything to him, then he was ready to move forward. And we put together a focus group from across the company. So we pulled leaders from different offices, different disciplines, and even different levels of seniority across the company. And it gave us a very good mix of folks from different perspectives, different needs, coming from different regions, because we wanted to be as representative of the entire company as possible to have everyone take a look at this and see, hey, is this something that we want to look at moving forward with for Rick? The other great thing about our focus group is that I made sure, because I was so confident this was a good idea, I made sure that we had people on that focus group committee that I was pretty sure would be excited about a new technology to move forward with, and some that I thought would be pretty hesitant about it or unsure about it. Because if we can win those people over, we know we can win everybody over eventually. So we took that focus group then, moved it forward. And the focus group, once they had a chance to see what Thought Farmer was all about, it was very eye opening. The response was very positive from everyone, in fact. And they even had a chance to play in a sandbox area. So basically, a test area where they could actually go in and use the platform. And when I told them 100 times, and the sales rep told them 100 times, this platform is very easy to use, they could actually experience that firsthand. And I think sometimes half of the hesitation is, well, first of all, I don't know what this is. This foreign to me, and change can be hard sometimes. But if you can get your hands in there and you can really try it and experience it and see the benefits, that really helped everyone turn the corner. So I took the challenges we had, I took the vision and the goals that we had, and I compared those to all the different intranets, doing a lot of online research. Doing those comparisons, I had narrowed it down to about four that I thought might be a fit for our needs. And it was at that point that I started contacting sales reps to go more in depth with the questions and to really find the best fit that would meet our needs. And it became clear early on that Thought Farmer was the best fit for us. The ease of use of the platform was the number one thing for us. And that was something that I found with Thought Farmer instantly as soon as I had a look at the platform. I was also very impressed with the interface and how it looked. It was very functional, and there were so many features with the Thought Farmer intranet. So not only was it easy to use, there were so many different things that we could do with it and that we could take advantage of. So checking off all the boxes that we had was exactly what was happening with Thought Farmer, and that's when we decided to move forward in that direction. Although it seems daunting, it was also an exciting process, and Thought Farmer had an incredibly organized plan to help walk us through all of the steps. So even though I was familiar with building an intranet and using an intranet, this was a new platform, and they have some really great tips and advice and information. And they truly, there were steps that I didn't necessarily need because I had the experience, but I truly felt as I watched them walk through everything, if I had never touched an intranet before, never seen an intranet before, I would have felt so confident putting my intranet together because they were walking us through everything so well. They helped us map things out and decide what we were going to have, where we were going to have it, helped us prioritize things, showed us how to use everything. We received really useful training on how to build the intranet. We every step of the way we felt confident in what we were doing, even though it was brand new. And then it was a systematic work through of reaching out to many leaders across the company, all the different disciplines, all the different offices, to get that starter content, to get things together, to find out their needs. What would you like to have in this office space or in this discipline space? Um, so a huge comprehensive project, but we felt it went very well. And I would say much more smoothly than I anticipated. You always anticipate projects like that, brand new things like that, to have definite bumps in the road. I felt it went much more smoothly. And the other thing we did that we were really proud of is that we kept our company and all of the employees informed along the way about how it was coming, because we wanted to build that excitement for when we did finally launch the platform. Yes, we need to take a few months to put this together for you, but this is what's coming. And we would send little previews of things and give them tips on what they would have to look forward to. So we had built an anticipation while we were building the intranet. So when we were finally ready to launch our intranet after all that work and all the excitement and build up with our team, we wanted it to be a big deal. We wanted everyone to be behind it. We wanted everyone to be excited, and building that excitement and really giving it that big celebration at launch time, we knew would really help get everyone's curiosity going and drive everyone to the intranet. So, in about the month leading up to the actual launch date, we had a video contest where we encouraged folks across the company to get together in groups and create essentially launch videos of what they were excited about for the Rick Hub, what they thought it was going to be like. And then we told everyone that we would announce the winner and put them all up on the Rick Hub. We would announce the winner on premiere day. So we had a lot of excitement building up to that. And we were so excited to receive several entries, and they were really good. People really put a lot of time into them. It was great to see the excitement they had coming. And everyone's always up for a little competition here at Rick. We have some very competitive people here. So it's always a contest is always a good thing around here. It generates excitement not only for the people in the contest, but then we had everyone got to vote for their favorites. So the votes and the winners came from everyone's vote as opposed to like us choosing the winners. So we had a lot of anticipation up until that date with doing the video contest. That was one thing, and we had the grand reveal. The other thing that we did was we made it a true premiere day. So we did a Hollywood opening type of theme. And we engaged all of our offices. So, not just our corporate office. So, across all of our offices, we sent them celebration packages. We encouraged them to do different things in their offices on premiere day. We had champagne and sparkling cider toasts all lined up. We had, here in the San Diego office, we had a whole bunch of hors d'oeuvres and food and fun in our break room, and we had some computers set up where people could actually sit down during the opening event and play with the Rick Hub. So even if they were there at the event, they could play with it there. And we, of course, did the big video contest reveals right in the room there with everyone. And similar celebrations were going on across the other offices as well. So we had a big company-wide celebration launching the intranet. And then once we launched, we had trainings for everyone. We had multiple different user trainings at different times. And then we also recorded those so that everyone would immediately feel comfortable diving in and using the new intranet, and that we were accommodating everyone's schedules. So all of that went really well. We were really excited. People were excited. People were having fun, and everyone kind of diving into the internet and experiencing it, and really being excited about it was very satisfying and gratifying. So our Thought Farmer Intranet has really made a huge difference for us as an engineering planning AEC firm. And there are multiple reasons for that. The first one, again, goes back to the ease of use. Most of our engineers, planners, designers, surveyors have never used a platform like this before. And that's pretty typical in the industry. It's not a widespread thing yet, for companies in our industry to have a comprehensive intranet and to bring their staff together in that way. So having everyone, so even when we have new staff coming in, they've never had one before. And the number one thing that we hear from staff coming in is, wow, this is so cool. I've never had anything like this before. I've never seen anything like this. We have had so many new employees specifically call out how excited they are to have a platform like the Rick Hub where they can find everything that they need, especially when they're first starting. All of their onboarding stuff is right there. They can look at it anytime. Their resources are right there. Their communication is right there. And I think as in our industry, there's a tendency because we are so focused on our clients and our projects and serving our communities, we put the investments and the focus on the external technology that we're using to get the actual technical project work done. So that's where our focus is. So we aren't always investing in our employees' efficiency, our employees' ability to quickly find resources and to collaborate. So there isn't always a focus on that. But the thing to remember is that translates incredibly for staff being able to do their work, being able to be efficient, being able to find what they need and to be informed and collaborating with one another. So when we started with having these different silos, different offices doing their own things, different disciplines doing their own things, survey may have had an entirely different process for how to do something and how to share information than engineering did. But we're one company, we're one RICK. And that was a very important part of our vision is to really be one company and to truly work together across offices, across disciplines to serve our clients. And before we had all of this disconnect, but now we have the RICK Hub to really bring everything together in one place to keep everyone connected across those offices, across those disciplines, to share information, to share resources. The other thing that's great about this platform is it has a mobile version. So we have staff that commonly will go out in the field. We have surveyors who are out in the field all the time. They're very rarely even here in the office. And most of them don't have a computer here in the office, or they will stop in to use a shared computer if they need to use a computer. However, we set them up on their mobile devices. One of the first things we do when a new staff member starts is we make sure that they have the ThoughtFarmer app on their mobile device. So whether it's a tablet or it's their phone, we get them set up with that so that they can use it in the field or anywhere they may be. And there has been a huge difference in being accessibility to communication because they're able to access that anywhere. If they don't have a desk computer, they can still access it. We have had staff that have been on interviews when trying to win work, and they've needed to pull something up off the RICK Hub to share it. They can pull it up on a tablet or on the internet without having to access our internal file system, which can take a lot longer, but they can quickly pull something up and show it. We're actually looking at really increasing our use of the mobile app in the future because it is such a great option to be able to be on the go. And we're currently working on being able to process change orders through our RICK Hub. So right in the field, if we need to do a change order, we can have the client sign off on it right there, which saves us over a week and we can get right to work. And it's really made a difference in our connection. And we feel so much more like one company than we ever did before. And that's kind of revolutionized the way that we've done things. So I would say for other firms who think, well, maybe this isn't really a crucial part of it, it goes beyond just having a communication platform. It goes to increasing your collaboration. It goes to increasing your connection. It goes to a very high efficiency in getting information to your staff and your staff being able to find what they need to find in order to work on their projects and in order to fulfill the needs that you have as a company.